All right, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Monday edition of Morning Scone presented by Brock, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, Hoodco Roofing, hoodcoroofing.com, and Restored Motions, restoredmotions.com. Glad to have you here with us. How about the Saints? Who dat? They go and get a win, a dominating win, as a matter of fact, over the Las Vegas Raiders, 24-0. Saints pitch a shutout. And for all that we had talked about, the offense, the quarterback, who is going to play quarterback, Michael Thomas injured, Jarvis Landry injured, blah, 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 all the stuff. Sorry. For all the stuff that everybody talked about the offense, and I kept saying over and over and over again, I'm not worried about the offense. I don't care about the offense. The offense is fine. The offense is scoring points. Look at the numbers. They're moving the ball. They're scoring points. The problem is the defense. You're 31st in the NFL in scoring defense. You can't stop anybody. That's your problem. Last year, you were 4th in the NFL in scoring defense. This year, you can't stop anybody. You pitch a shutout. That defense looked like a Saints defense. They harassed Carr the entire game. It was great to see pressure, right? My box score. Anyway. It was great to see them pressure Carr the entire game. I'm trying to get the box score. I'll read you exactly what the defensive stats look like. Here you go. Saints had 4 sacks, 7 TFLs, 8 passes defensed, 9 quarterback hits. The defense was all in Carr's face the entire game. They pressured him, and great day for Alontae Taylor, who for much of the day drew the assignment on Davante Adams, and Davante Adams basically got one excuse me catch late in the game, one catch for 3 yards, targeted 5 times. They did great. Did a great job of neutralizing him. The Raiders didn't cross midfield until the fourth quarter. I mean, it didn't run a play in Saints territory until fourth quarter. It was awesome. I mean, phenomenal game. Alontae Taylor, and the other guy that deserves a big hat tip is Payton Turner. 4 tackles, 2 sacks, 2 TFLs, 2 quarterback hits. That was great to see. I mean, if you can start getting production out of Payton Turner and Marcus Davenport, who also had 2 TFLs in the game, one of them where I think it was, wasn't it Davante Adams? They kind of gave him the ball on his jet sweep, and he caught him in the air. It was Adams, and took him down for a 1-yard loss. Anyway, point is, defense was awesome. The only gigantic bummer about yesterday is Carolina completely blew it. They hit the miracle touchdown to DJ Moore and missed the freaking PAT. Have a chance to kick a 32-yard field goal in overtime, and Eddie Pinheiro misses it. So otherwise, you'd have a 4-way tie for the division lead at 3-5. Instead, the Falcons right now 4-4 lead the division. So that stinks. But other than that, you 3-5, you're within a game, you beat the Falcons, so you have a head-to-head there, and you'll play them again. So the dream is alive. Now, can you beat Baltimore on Monday Night Football? We'll see. Kelly Gross, Hunter Eilers, good morning. Jaguars with another close loss. Hoping we can take down the Raiders this week. Claiming the Jags. Okay, man, stick to your guns. Hey, Dad, good morning. Ryan, Amanda Guidry, Sam Dixon, Jeremy Sagely. What's going on? Exciting week for LSU football. Yeah, man, we'll meet with Brian Kelly later today. Start previewing the Bama game. Sandy Singleton, Quentin Brakebill, happy Halloween. Bubba Tatum, morning Sconers. Am I wrong in being optimistic about our chances against Bama this weekend? What Daniels does is exactly what's always given Saban defense fits. That's just a really long comment, Bubba. But yeah, so no, I think LSU's got a shot. You're at home. Bama struggled on the road. I think they don't have the dominant defensive line they've had in years past. I think LSU will move the ball, will score. The question is, can LSU stop them? Yeah, you played one really elite team this year, and they blew your doors off at home. So you were outclassed against Tennessee. So this is the second elite team you'll play this year. So much progress have you made? Ty Fly, Deborah Cowart, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Trav 504, who dat? Wendell Norman, what's good? Brian Penton, what's going on? All right, in Lexington, Kentucky. Shane O'Mac, Weston Weaver, Hunter Broadhead. Is that supposed to be Don Juan Jose? Hopefully the Saints defense can keep it up. Yeah, man, that's the key. If they play like they did yesterday, they could beat a lot of teams. Like we've talked about, offense has not been this team's issue. As much as everybody wants to talk about Dalton or Jameis or Mike Thomas or Jarvis Landry and this and that, you scored 25 against Minnesota and lost 28-25 because you couldn't get stops. You scored 39 against the Seahawks. You scored 26 at home against the Bengals. It should have been enough to win, but you couldn't tackle Jamar Chase. You scored 34 against the Cardinals. You scored 34 points against the Cardinals and lost. You had 2 pick sixes and the interception in the end zone. I get it, but even without the 2 pick sixes, you still gave up 20. Your defense gave up 28 points to a team that was anemic offensively. That's been your problem, is your defense. So if your defense decides to have a pulse, they can turn this around. Because last year, with no offense whatsoever, they still won 9 games. So can the defense turn around? We'll see. Guy Brooks, good morning. Eric Wilderrider, seems like Alontae Taylor was a huge unlock in the defensive run game. Did we finally find a replacement for C.J. Gardner-Johnson? Alontae Taylor wasn't playing nickel. Alontae Taylor was playing on the outside. Adebo and Alontae Taylor were playing on the outside. Justin Evans was playing the nickel. So playing a different spot than what Chauncey played. So, look, when Lattimore comes back, and if you want Lattimore and Adebo on the outside, then you put Alontae Taylor in the nickel. But that wasn't the role he was playing yesterday. Alontae Taylor finished with 3 tackles, had 3 passes defense, which led the team. Let's see. Atlanta Carolina game was crazy. It robbed us of our beautiful 3-5 4-way tie below 500 because they couldn't make a field goal, which was actually so fittingly appropriate for how bad this division is right now. Dylan Meadows, good morning, Taz. So all the people had to do was walk through the building. All Payton had to do was walk through the building. So Sean Payton visited the Saints last week. Well, what if he sat down with old Carmichael and they had a little convo about getting Alvin Kamara the ball more? And I don't know if that's actually true because Kamara carried the ball 20-some times last week. I don't know. I think it's just the defense, man. Maybe so. Larry Garner, good morning. Alex Barnes, Matt, I watched a video and was curious. DA getting let go and bringing back Sean Payton. Would he consider that if Loomis promised to get him a franchise quarterback? Okay. Who asked that? Alex Barnes. Okay, Alex. No is the answer. But the other part of your question that I have to address is the part that just in you asking is kind of mind-boggling. I'm trying to be very polite here. Would he, Payton, consider coming back if Loomis promised to get him a franchise quarterback? Okay. That's to insinuate that Loomis wouldn't already be trying to get a franchise quarterback, which if you are an NFL general manager and you are not trying to do, you are not doing your job. That is to suggest that Loomis will not try to get a franchise quarterback if Dennis Allen or anyone else remains the coach, which is not very good commentary in any way. The other part of that is what we've talked about ad nauseum now for several weeks. The Saints have no means to acquire a franchise quarterback. Okay? You're already $50 million over the projected salary cap for next year, so you're going to have to cut more salary. And you don't have a first-round pick. The thing that everyone's suggesting is get a first-round pick for Sean Payton from somebody else and use that to get a quarterback. Well, how are you going to do that if Sean Payton's your coach? Your options at quarterback are, for next year, one of the two guys you got right now, Winston, Dalton, whatever. You go look at free agency, which is going to include the possibility of Carson Wentz, Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield, Jacoby Brissett. That's the kind of water you'd be fishing in. Or you use a middle round pick on a quarterback and hope that you find Jalen Hurts or Russell Wilson. You know, Hurts was a 2, Russ was a 3, and Kirk Cousins was a 4. So that's your other option. I mean, the idea that Loomis, what if Loomis promised to get him a franchise quarterback? Well, it's like a parent promising their kid to go buy them a car if they make good grades. I mean, what are we talking about here? Like, everybody wants a franchise quarterback. It's what you have to win at the highest level. Anyway, I'm not picking on you, Alex. And maybe it's just early and you didn't word the question the way you wanted to. But the short answer is no. You've got to punt that idea forever. Sean Payton is not going to be the coach of the Saints again. You've got to punt that idea. Like, you've got to let go of that. All of you got to let go of that idea. Tim Gotra, amazing when you clean up penalties, turnovers, tackling, give yourself a better chance of winning. Let's see. Lawrence Burley, Debo, the God. What's going on? Kamara is the key. No, he's not. Your defense allowing 0 points was the key to the win yesterday. I had to look this up to be sure, but I checked. It is literally impossible to win the game if you score 0 points. Brad David, bet Halloween is T-Bob's favorite day of the year. Nothing like grown men wearing costumes. There'll be a lot of them today. It's unacceptable for Kamara to go 60 total yards a game like he has been a lot this year. Well, that's also not for a lack of touches, Debo, God. Trivia Carter, what's going on? AJ Riot, what's up? Who dat? Nicholas Cantrell, good morning. Sean Comiskey, Pinheiro has a knack for missing big PATs. I would assume that that's a reference to 2017. He was the kicker at Florida who missed the PAT in the game of the Swamp that LSU won 17-16. Joseph Feltwell, that's what it looks like when we put it all together. Julia Kaole Lapono, good morning. Who dat and go Tigers. Jay Benoit, morning Matt. LSU Daily Podcast, the Saints D played much better this week. Yeah, man, Saints defense was awesome. And thank you. We'll get LSU Daily rolling again this week. Took a couple days off last week with the bye, but I got you 2 or 3 episodes last week, but had some issues getting it uploaded. We'll be back rolling this week. Let's see. Saints gas out, if you think about it. We played better than the Vikings until the last minutes. Played better than the Bengals till the end of the game. Cardinals are horrible. Jonathan Martin, good morning. Normal guy, good morning. Samuel Smith, Saints were dead last in pressure rate entering yesterday's game. I don't know. It weren't yesterday anyway. Scooter rushing. They passed on getting a backup quarterback when Drew was getting close to the end. Said they needed to get one, but Scooter, like, they did draft a quarterback. They drafted Garrett Grayson. They drafted a quarterback 2 years ago in Ian Book. Like, what do you suggest they do? Like, this is the point, like, everybody wants to be so freaking smart and look with hindsight. They were in, like we've talked about, they were in perpetual win now mode. That's what the Saints are trying to do. How could you justify, it's such a stupid comment, like, or not comment, just argument right now, but like, you want to go back and rehash that argument. The point was, how could you justify using a first round pick, like a top tier asset, for a quarterback that's going to sit and wait when you're trying to win right now with your 40-year-old quarterback? Like, get a player that's going to help you win today. That was the whole idea. I mean, and look, they even tried to draft, they were going to draft Mahomes in 2017. So who knows where things would be. But it's just so, like, I totally should have gotten a backup. Like, go get a backup. Look at backups around the league. Andy Dalton might be the best backup in the NFL. Like, seriously. That's not your franchise. Ronald John Elias, how can we have a gold out night in Tiger Stadium on Saturday? You can't. LSU's tried to do the gold game forever. LSU fans just don't do that. Who is that? Ronald. I mean, even when LSU tries to promote the gold game, LSU fans don't do it. It's just, people wear what they want. It ain't a thing here, and never will be. Bubba Smith, Hunter Eilers, are Kirk and Chris calling the game Saturday? I don't know, Hunter. It's a good question. I was thinking about that too. We'll get the game notes today, and it'll have the broadcast crew in it, so we'll know today. But I would think so, right? I mean, LSU Bama Saturday night, Tiger Stadium, ESPN. I would think so. I mean, like, they called the Saturday night game this last week instead of ESPN instead of the ABC game. So certainly a possibility. All right, smash that like button if you would. YouTube, smash the like button. Subscribe up to the channel. Facebook, please like the page, share the post. As always, brought to you by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. Of course, you need an orthopedist, go to Brock. HUDCO Roofing, HUDCOroofing.com. Do business with someone you know. Would love to give you a free, no obligation roofing inspection. HUDCO is pinned in the chat. And Restored Motions, restoredmotions.com. If you have pain, book a session with Crystal Poche over at Restored Motions. If you've been dealing with chronic pain forever, something new that just popped up that you just can't shake, Crystal Poche will have the answer for you, restoredmotions.com. Where are we? Shannon O'Neill. Matt, did the Saints just beat up on a worse team than they are, or did they really turn a corner? Shannon, I'll remind you, it's the NFL. And everybody's a pro in the NFL. And I'll tell you this, when you're a bad defense and you're going up against a team that has Carr at quarterback and Devontae Adams at receiver, Josh Jacobs, who had back-to-back-to-back 100-yard rushing games, and you don't let them cross midfield, when you dominate another professional football team the way that the Saints did, that's impressive. It doesn't matter who or what or anything. That's impressive. It's the NFL. There is no LSU against East Tennessee State in the NFL. Everybody's a pro. That's why you see the average margin in NFL games around like 3 or 4 points. It's just everybody's a pro. You don't. That's why. I mean, that's why you don't really see shutouts. I mean, it's impressive. Jacob Delat, morning, Matt. Very satisfied with my new HUDCO roof. Appreciate it, Jacob. Thank you so much. Thank you for the opportunity. Charlie Gale, what's up? Wayne Blanchard. Matt, everyone wants a franchise quarterback. Let's not forget Drew Brees was not a franchise quarterback. Good coaching groomed him into what he became. Maybe some connect with Jaden. Wayne, I'll remind you this, though. Drew Brees was the 32nd pick in the draft. So he was the first pick of round 2. It's when there was 31 teams before the Texans came into existence. But he was the first pick of round 2. It wasn't like Drew Brees was some late round pick that somebody took a flyer on. I mean, he was an All-American at Purdue. He was a phenomenal player. He was a Heisman finalist. He was the 32nd pick in the draft and ended up, having a career in San Diego where they decided that they wanted to draft Phillip Rivers. And Breeze got hurt. They moved on from Breeze, and it wound up working out for the Saints' benefit. But let's not just pretend like Breeze was just, a bum, right? Tie fly. If they put T-shirts in the stands, we would. No, they wouldn't. And nobody does that for football games. There's just like, you're not putting 100,000 T-shirts. Basketball games, you see it when they'll put like 10,000 shirts on a seat or 8,000 shirts or something like that. But you're not putting 100,000 shirts on seats in Tiger Stadium. It's just not happening. Like, nobody does that. Literally, nobody does that. Tony Cortello saying salary cap limbo is better than having a coach that you 87 mil and he can't win. Oh, it's a Jimbo thing. Well, it's college. It's very different. You don't have a salary cap in college. You can pay your coach whatever you want. Colin Lawrence, when will LSU start dimming the lights like Tennessee and Bama do late in night games? Yeah, they'd have to install that lighting system, but it was pretty cool. I thought the Tennessee intro was really cool. Ryan Amanda Guidry, good morning. Let's see, a couple more. What time is it? 7:57. Okay, let me go real quick. Got about 3 minutes. Where are we? King Wizard. Well, I was paid in the building this week. Told he was just visiting. Let's see. Chewalt 1. What's going on? Bengal Tiger. How good is Tulane? Are they real or Memorex? I mean, I don't know. They're a good group of 5 team. They might end up the highest ranked group of 5, which means they'd be in a New Year's 6 game. Dalton Barnett starting a new job this morning. Gonna miss morning scone. Go beat Bama. All good, Dalton. Hey, man. Good luck to you in the new job, man. Hope it goes awesome. Thanks for being here when you can, man. We'll see you on weekends, maybe. Robert Potts. Matt, intra-game question. Does Eli Ricks hit field for Bama? Is there any ill will between him and his former teammates? He'll absolutely be playing for Bama. And no, there's no ill will. That's something I think a lot of fans have just lost sight of, man, with Eli. He had 2 shoulder surgeries, and he was just not ready to play. So they finally got him back on the field a couple of weeks ago and looked really good. So Pat Huseman, got to get back to Crystal soon. Yeah, you do, man. Scooter rushing, I need a HUD come out. We can make that happen. Leandro Lewis, Joseph Feltwell. Why can't we enjoy the win and worry about this next game? I don't care about what the offseason brings till it comes. Let's take it one game at a time. Yeah, Joseph, I hear you, man, but that's also the luxury fans have. Coaches and players can take it one game at a time. Fans can have conversations about whatever they want. But yeah, I'm with you. Enjoy the win. It's a much more fun wake up on a Monday when your team wins, for sure. Robert Collins, how much of an impact do you believe Major Burns can have if when he returns? I think it's a matchup thing, but I think this week it could matter because I think he's a better cover safety than Joe Fouché, and they may need that this week. Let's see. Game yesterday was a replay of Bama LSU National Championship. Kevin Rosselot, can we just be happy with the Saints win? Nicholas Cantrell, LSU has to have night games to dim the lights. Good point. You're the most consistent, reliable podcast for Saints and LSU. Thank you for what you do. Thank you, Bengal Tiger. Appreciate that, man. Very kind. All right, I think we're just about done, y'all. I got to go get Drew up, get him ready for bed. Anything else? Yeah, Glenn Thomas, he talking about Peyton Turner. He was awesome. 2 sacks. Honey Badger got the pick off the deflection. It was really impressive play, too, man. Just always seems to be around the ball, huh? It was nice to see it come together, even if for a day. Gary Atchison, LSU fans, don't forget to donate blood this week. Beat Bama. Why are we donating blood this week? Is there anything in particular this week that I don't know about? All right. Y'all have an awesome day. YouTube, smash that like button if you would. Subscribe to the channel. Facebook, please like the page, share the post. Appreciate y'all for being here as always. I'll get you an LSU Daily podcast recorded later this morning. We'll meet with Brian Kelly at noon. AFR 3. It's Bama week, y'all. Excited for it. We'll see y'all for AFR 3. Have a happy Halloween, y'all. Peace. See ya.